In this video, we will be learning the different categories of cell. Also, with the help of motion graphics and 3D animation, we will be understanding the different cell organelles and their various functions involved in the cell. For all the living cells existing on planet Earth, all the living cells are divided in two broad categories. The cells which carry their genetic material DNA contained within a nucleus with a well-defined nuclear membrane are called the eukaryotic cells. These eukaryotic cells carry their genetic material in a well-defined nucleus. On the other hand, those cells which carry their genetic material naked, without being covered by a nucleus, are called the prokaryotic cells. Unlike the eukaryotic cells, the prokaryotic cells do not have any well-defined nucleus to carry their genetic material. Their genetic material lies freely and naked in the cytoplasm. Prokaryotic cells, like the bacteria, carry their genetic material in the form of a double-stranded naked DNA. That's called the genomic DNA. This genomic DNA lies naked in the cell and is supercoiled with the help of non-histone proteins. These non-histone proteins are basic in nature and they help in the supercoiling of the genomic DNA to form a false chromosome. The region in the cytoplasm where the genomic DNA lies in the form of false chromosome with non-histone proteins along with a very small amount of RNA is called the nucleoid region. Prokaryotic cells like bacteria also contain an extra chromosomal DNA called the plasmid DNA. This plasmid DNA is closed circular, extra chromosomal, and extranuclear. It lies freely in the cytoplasm. The plasmid DNA in bacteria contains antibiotic resistant gene in them. Prokaryotic cells, like bacteria, contain three distinctive, tightly attached layers around them. These layers have complex chemical composition. Although the three layers are distinct in their composition, but they altogether function as a single protective layer called the cell envelope. The glycocalyx is the outermost layer of the cell envelope. This layer is mainly composed of polysaccharide. If the glycocalyx is hard and tough, it's termed as capsule. It not only provides protection, but also provides several distinct survival and defense advantages. When the glycocalyx is smooth, it's termed as the slime layer. It's a sticky anchor which attaches the cell to the substratum. Next to the glycocalyx lies the cell wall. In the bacterial cells, this layer is made up of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is a complex compound made up of amino acid and sugar. This cell wall in the bacteria is responsible for maintaining the cell shape, and it also prevents the bacterial cell from bursting. Next to the cell wall lies the cell membrane. This cell membrane is composed of lipid bilayer, where the proteins are embedded. This is selectively permeable in nature, that is, it only allows water molecules and some solutes to cross it. In certain prokaryotes, like blue-green algae, the cell membrane extends inwards towards the cytoplasm and modifies itself to a structure known as chromatophore. In chromatophore, pigments are present, which are responsible to carry out photosynthesis in the blue-green algae. Mesosomes are the invagination of the cell membrane towards the cytoplasm. These mesosomes are often observed in the form of vesicles, tubules, and lamellae. Mesosome increases the surface area of the cell membrane, which increases the enzyme content for carrying out various enzymatic actions. Mesosomes carry out various functions like cellular respiration, secretion of proteins at the periplasmic space, cell wall formation, DNA replication in bacteria, and its equal distribution in two daughter cells at the end of the binary fission. Inclusion bodies are the cytoplasmic aggregates of stable substances like proteins. Inclusion bodies are membraneless in nature. They store reserved materials in them. They are found in the cytoplasm of prokaryotic cells. Inclusion bodies like glycogen granules store glycogen, phosphate granules store phosphate, and synoviation granules store protein in them. In photosynthetic bacteria, like green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria, gas vacuoles are present. Ribosomes are the cellular machinery responsible for the protein synthesis. They appear in the form of granules. In prokaryotes, they are found freely in the cytoplasm. They are composed of ribonuclear proteins. Each of these ribosomes are composed of two subunits, one larger subunit and one smaller subunit. In prokaryotes, 70S ribosomes are found. This 70S ribosome is composed of a larger subunit of 50S and a smaller subunit of 30S. Here the S indicates the sedimentation coefficient or the Svedberg unit. These ribosomes are responsible for the protein synthesis in the cell. In prokaryotes, many ribosomes attach together to a single messenger RNA. Altogether, they are termed as polysomes. These structures help in the translation of messenger RNA to form proteins. Pili are long tubular, elongated, non-locomotory structures present on the surface of prokaryotic cells like bacteria. They are composed of pilin protein. In prokaryotic cells like bacteria, these structures aid for the process of conjugation in the bacterial cells. Fimbriae are short bristle-like, non-locomotory structures present on the surface of prokaryotic cells like bacteria. They aid for the attachment of the bacterial cells over substratum and surface of the host body. Fimbriae are more in number as compared to pili in a typical bacterial cell. Both pili and fimbriae are the extensions of the cytoplasmic membrane. Flagella are the long locomotory structures which are the extensions of the cell wall in the prokaryotic cells like bacteria. In prokaryotic cells like bacteria, the flagella contains basal body, hook, and filament. In prokaryotic cells like bacteria, the flagella is composed of a protein called flagellin. This protein is composed of four domains. In prokaryotic cells, flagella are responsible for the locomotion of the cell in its environment. The number and distribution of flagella varies in bacteria.